Hi!
Hola!
Time for the February wrap-up and March Tbr.
Yay.
Okay. I only read 5 books this month, considering last month I read 12. But I think it was still a pretty good month, considering we had a concert to go to, and I didn't read at all like I thought. Actually, I don't even know why I thought I would read, because I never do.
Yeah.
So kind of, after the concert, kind of threw me in kind of a reading slump.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to read afterwards.
Just relive the concert.
Yeah, no, I'm like, let's watch all the Panic videos. Oh, by the way, we saw Panic at the Disco.
Yes.
Again. One of my
And the
favorite
Orlando
bands.
House of Blues, and we did not crack the floor.
No, thank God. I would have cried. Because they only got 2 songs in, and then they're like, show's over. I would have been like, what?
And we already have our tickets for their show in August.
Yay!
3 weeks after Fall Out Boy in St. Augustine.
Which is quite, it's not super far from us, but it is a few hours from us.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I mean, Orlando's like 45 minutes for us, so. This is way off the subject of books.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. It's our channel. We can talk about what we want.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we'll get to the books. The books I read in February. I finished reading Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Loved it. I thought I was going to go right on to Allegiant, but clearly I didn't, because I didn't read it this month. Hopefully next month. And then I read Ignite Me by Tara Mafi. I read it on my Kindle, so I don't have anything to show you, sorry. But I gave that 5 stars. It was a really good wrap-up to the series. I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it was good. I really love that series. Oh, it was just... Everyone should read it if you haven't already, but you probably have. And then... They haven't, but they will.
Mm-hmm.
Then I read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, because I was doing the read-along that Ginger Reads Laney on YouTube posted. So I read that. I really did enjoy it, because I've been reading a lot more fantasy lately than I have ever, really. I was usually just like, I did a big dystopian kick for a while after I read The Hunger Games. Before that, it was like angels and vampires, so I haven't really read a whole lot of fantasy, but I really did enjoy that book, and I read that on my Kindle too. And I have the second one on my Kindle ready to go. But there's going to be like 6 more.
Really?
There's gonna be a big series.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
And they're thick books.
Yeah, they're not small.
That's gonna be like, so anyone who says that they're afraid of Game of Thrones,
Well, it's not that big, but I mean, it's like average.
yeah.
Considering his last book was that thick.
That's why I'm like, I have a lot of other
thick
books.
though, right?
They're like, I mean, they're big, but not like, I don't think they're not Game of Thrones.
Oh,
size.
they kind of look like that.
Yeah, because the last one, Dance with Dragons, is just a little bit thicker, or I should say quite a bit thicker than Insurgent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then I read then I read Don't You Forget About Me by Kate Carius Quinn. I got an e-arc of it from Edelweiss, and that book comes out in June, I believe. Oh my god, it was so good. I'm gonna try to do a review on it, but I'm not gonna post it until closer to the release date, because it would be stupid of me posting it now, since it doesn't come out till summer. But when it does come out, I do recommend it. I gave that 5 stars. It was really, really good. If you just like crazy books, oh, I highly recommend her. I really like her. And then the last book I read this month, I read it in one night, pretty much. I read half of it. I was just like, oh, let me just read a book. And then I was like, well, let me get her first book that I just read. This is another little piece by Kate Quinn, who wrote Don't You Forget About Me. I was like, well, let me read it. I didn't go to bed till 4:30 in the morning, and I was halfway through. And so later in the day, I finished it. Oh, so good. Her books are just like insane, but they're like so different, and oh my god, I just really recommend it. This one is a little creepy, and it's like, oh, crazy stuff happened. Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. So that's all the books I read this month, or in February, because technically this is March 1st.
So what are you going to be reading this month?
Well, I know there's a Twilight reread this month. I'm gonna possibly try to reread Twilight for the billionth time. And then I'm probably gonna read The Short Second Life of Bree
Tanner.
I never know which is Tanner or Turner. I forget. It's on my Kindle. I have it. And then there's also a Nerd Fighter read along this month, which is, just read any John Green book. And I have Looking for Alaska on my Kindle, and I read The Fault in Our Stars. I'm completely in love with his writing. I think he's funny, and I watch his videos on YouTube, obviously. And I totally love John Green, where I thought I would just not like his books. I don't know why I thought that. I should have given them a chance, and now that I have, I really loved Fault in Our Stars, so I'm just gonna probably read at least Looking for Alaska this month. We'll see if I read any others.
And then we, the three of us, are going to do kind of like a read-along every month. We'll each read the same book and then make a video about it.
Like a discussion.
So this month we're going to read The Girl Who Left On Board by Stephen King. I've already read this book a bazillion times. It's like one of my favorite Stephen King books. So I will reread it.
It is so far. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good book, and it's not big. So if you are looking to get into Stephen King,
Perfect book.
it's a good starter because it's not huge and it's creepy. It's really creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, don't start with something like It, which is like.
Well, I mean, you can if you want.
If you wanna.
If you just want to ease into the King. That did sound gross, but that's okay.
That's not what I was laughing about.
So
The King.
The King.
Nikki and I kind of.
Yeah,
We took it to a different place.
Yeah, we took it to a different place.
But
Who has the gross minds now?
it's usually us.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm really bad with TBRs because I say I'm going to read these books and then I probably won't.
Well, that one you will.
That one
This
we
one I
will
will
be doing.
read.
Yeah.
And I also am going to try to finish Allegiant because I did start it like right after I finished Insurgent, but then I got distracted with like Ignite Me and then I just was like, whatever, all the...
Hi everyone! Okay, so this is my February wrap-up and possibly to read for March. If you watched January's wrap-up, you probably heard me say that I read 15 books in January. Well, this month, yeah, I only read about a fifth of that. But we had a busy month, so I'll start with the ones that I read off of my tablet here. So I read Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. I really, really liked this book. It's one of those, it's about a guy and a girl in college, and they love each other, they don't love each other. It's like you want to throttle the two of them and just stick them in a room and not let them out until they make up. It's that type of book, but it was really good. So, so that was that one. So, Daughter of Smoke and Bone.
There you go.
I'm right-handed, so I grab everything right-handedly.
Well, I told you about the...
So, and this is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. If you watch our 5 books we would like to see turned into movies, this was one of my choices. I really, really loved it. I didn't see what was coming, how the book ended. It's really good. And then I started reading Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I haven't finished it yet because I decided it was time for me to start cracking on some of my classic books. So I read
F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. I loved this book. I knew I was going to love the book because I loved the movie. But I wanted to read it and see kind of how the movie matched up with the book, and it basically is verbatim from the book, except for when he's in the asylum, because that doesn't happen in the book. But it is a really, really, really good book. So if you ever want to read a classic, read The Great Gatsby. And so that is my January. Like I said, I only read
February.
I only read a third of what I read in January. But currently, so for March, I am reading Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. It's my I used to watch the PBS series that they used to show when we were little. So I thought, maybe I'll read the book. So right now I'm reading that, and we're going to be, like she said, we're going to be reading Stephen King, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. So we're going to be reading that. And I also am going to probably finish The Witch's Daughter, which I've been reading since December when I got it for Christmas. I kind of read a couple of pages, and then I got my tablet, and I'm like, oh, tablet, let's read out of this. And I went to try to read Allegiant because I haven't finished it either.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't even read it yet.
Haven't.
No. So that is, and who knows what I'm going to read this month. Maybe more, maybe less, because we really don't have that much besides the Strawberry Festival going on.
Divergent.
Oh, and Divergent, that's 1 day out of the month, so 2 days out of the month that I'm not going to read, so.
Yeah, we don't really have anything, so.
And I already left Anne of Green Gables at work, so it looks like I'll be reading The Witch's Daughter this weekend. So yes, that is my February wrap-up and my to-be read for March.
Okay, so this is my February wrap-up and my March TBR. So for February, I finished Bone Shaker by Cherry Priest, Cherry Priest. Really good book, I love it. Steampunk and zombies, really good. More steampunk than zombies, but that's okay. Only thing is it has like this weird matte feeling, but it's coming off, which is really weird, kind of annoying, but there you go. And then most of the month I was reading this book I thought I was going to really like because I thought it was angels and humans fighting for good. No. And I had a hard time discerning the author giving the character an opinion or, it being her opinion. But as I finished the book, I just felt like I was being given political views, and I don't care. I don't want to read a book about abortions or miscarriages or anything like that. I felt like I was being spoon-fed an opinion, so that one was The 10th by Judy Mowgli or whatever. I'll put a little blurb in somewhere around here, but yeah, wasn't happy with that book, so definitely not with me, or not for me. Maybe if yeah, we're just gonna move forward on that one. I got a really cool book. It's more about like the pursuit of passion, or it's the pursuit of passion, thoughts to help you navigate from the darkest hours to the light of inspiration, by George Kahn. And this is a really nice short read. I went through it in a couple of days. I was just reading it at work, and I kind of tabbed little sayings that I liked, and they're just like little blocks that he did that he compiled into a book, and he did pictures of mazes, and things.
I would copy those and do those. But that's just me. I'm that type of person.
It's all about finding passion in life and getting motivated and being happy for, you know, what you want to do in life, essentially. So I love this book. Definitely will go back to it probably time and time again. So really good book. I enjoyed it. And also I am currently reading The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. So I will be finishing that, and then we'll be doing a group discussion about this book. I love this book. It is so creepy.
So if I like
really
Bag of
good
Bones,
way. Yes. Well, I only read half of Bag of Bones, and then I stopped for I don't know why.
so I think it was.
But no, it was before then. Definitely a good way to get into Stephen King. I should say so. So very good, and it's only like 217 pages, so definitely an easy read. And then I want to go on to Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Excited to read this one. A lot of 80s references, and if you're not sure what this is, these are the stacks that the main character lives in. They call them stacks. They're a bunch of trailers, mobile homes, all put together in these things. Really,
it's a very, it's not dystopian, but it's more of
like an escapism kind of thing. And then maybe I'm gonna read Bloodline by Kate Carey.
Why does that book look familiar?
Because I had it on my TBR, my haul. And he had some more copies this week. Our bookstore near to you. So this one, I don't know what it's about. I'm assuming it's vampires from the cover. Don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I'm pretty sure it's something.
Oh, look at the pen.
Yeah.
Don't speak of that.
Okay, and then I'm thinking I'm going to read House, The Only Way Out Is In by Frank Peretti and Ted Decker. Maybe a bit of horror. Maybe not. I don't know what it's about, but it looks creepy from the cover, so we'll see. So that one. Oh, and The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bador. Yeah, Bador. And as I was looking in the very beginning, he has like drawings, if you can see, of the different characters, and then there's also a map.
Oh, that's your map?
Yeah, he gives you a map. I'm just going back and forth showing.
I like it when authors, and I really appreciate it when authors give you maps
And
to their world, like J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah. And that's like my
layout.
Bone Shaker had a map. Like, check that out. I know it looks weird from that angle, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I've been
So,
wanting that book for years.
That's mine. You know, it's a possible TBR. I don't want to glue myself down to anything, because if I do get, you know, any other books, I want to be able to be flexible. So just
I don't think I should.
Maybe.
Stay tuned to next month. Find out
Yeah,
what we read.
I think I'm gonna have to cap myself. I'm running out of bookshelf space.
We might have to go on a book buying ban, because we've had a bit of a problem recently.
Yeah.
Since discovering this bookstore.
Yes.